Great. Perfect. So, in the temple at this moment, in our daily studies of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we are in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are reading about King Puranjan. Now, King Puranjan, it is a story that is being told by Narada Muni to another king named Prachinabarhi. And Narada Muni is trying to tell transcendental knowledge to the king without telling him directly. So he tells this allegorical story so that the king will be able to accept it. And it is a story of King Puranjan who lives in a city of 9 gates. So the body is a city of 9 gates, right? And so clearly he's describing the body, and through the body, through the gates of the body, we're interacting with the world, right? Through the eyes, ears, and so on. So through all the gates in the body, and that comes up. And the main theme of King Puranjan is to enjoy his senses. That's what it's about. So he's particularly fond of ladies, somehow or other. And he spends all his time, and then he has his queen, and then it is wherever his queen looks, he looks. When his queen talks, he listens. When his queen drinks liquor, he drinks liquor. Whatever she does, he's by her side, and with full devotion. So, what happened to him? Then old age attacks, and you get like, now his city is defended by a snake with 5 hoods, right? And these 5 hoods are the different life heirs, and they protect the city. But over time, the snake becomes weak, and meanwhile, there is Chandravega, who is representing time, and with his soldiers, he's attacking all the gates, and eventually the city begins to cave in, and then it is the end of Puranjan's life. Curtain almost drops, and then. So I was reading all this, and then I went to chapter 28, which is way ahead of where the temple is, but I started reading a little where the temple was, and then before I knew it, which was 25, and before I knew it, it was in 28, and then there it was. An interesting verse. Then it said, King Puranjan in his next life became a woman, because that's all he was ever thinking about, women. So then he became a woman, because whatever you think about at the time of death, that you will attain. But because the king also had performed pious activities, the king became a princess in the state of Vidarbha, and so she was known as Vaidarbhi. And Vaidarbhi, right, was married a nice king named Malaya Dwaj. And this king was a devotee. And then between the two, everything went very nice and wonderful, and they had many children. First, a daughter, and this daughter, she had black eyes. And then 7 sons were also the result of the marriage. Right? Now, without an explanation, we would never guess what it's all about. But don't forget, the story of King Puranjan is an allegorical story, a symbolic story. So who is that daughter with the black eyes? The daughter was devotional service who's always seeing Krishna. Therefore the eyes were black, because always seeing Krishna. And then she had 7 brothers, which were Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, hearing, chanting, remembering, then Archanam, or Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam. That makes 7, right? Hearing, chanting, remembering, then serving the lotus feet, worshipping the deity, offering prayers, and always be absorbed in service. It's a long list too. Anyway, so in this way, these 7 aspects of devotional service became the brothers. But when we read the Bhagavatam, and those who have studied the Bhagavatam, they know there are not 7 aspects of devotional service, there are 9. So, what about the other 2? The other 2 are Sakyam, and Atma Nivedanam. What to do? So Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam. And then Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice purport. And he says the first 7 parts of the process of devotional service, including hearing, chanting, remembering, service to the lotus feet, worshipping the deity, offering prayers, and service attitude. This is part of the Vidhi mark, or the path of cultivation. Said, and then Sakyam, friendship, and Atmanivedanam, full surrender of mind, body, soul, everything to the Lord. That is the Raga mark, the path of spontaneous attachment. So that's the stage where we are always close with Krishna, where we always know that our friend Krishna is with us wherever we are. And whatever happens in the world is not so important, because Krishna is so close. We talk to Krishna. We live with Krishna. We try to do whatever pleases Krishna. We try to be what Krishna would want us to be. Oh yes, we know Krishna has described what are saintly qualities, what are the qualities that he likes, the godly qualities and the demoniac qualities. Chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita, or chapter 13, text 8 to 12, a long list of qualities. Amanitvam, adambitam, you have to be humility, pridelessness. So many qualities are described as saintly qualities. So, because at that stage one is close to Krishna, and whatever is dear to Krishna, naturally is something one desires, because there is only one desire, to please Krishna, and one lives closely with Krishna. So this is the goal of spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada continues and says, the acharyas, the great preachers of Krishna consciousness, they're always absorbed in this sakyam, in this friendship with Krishna. They're always absorbed in being the instrument of Krishna. So yes, this is actually Krishna consciousness. And this is how it really is. And everything else is illusion. We are here in the material world. At least we think so. Don't we? Somewhere in a place called Melbourne. Western side. Yes. And of course, Srila Prabhupada explained that the material world is not desired by Krishna. Although Krishna is the creator of the material world, it's not designed according to his desire. It is to provide for the living beings who want to forget him. So the living beings come into the material world to forget the Lord. But the Lord, he's still there, but he hides himself. Where does he hide? He hides in the consciousness. Where else does he hide? He hides in the heart. Where else does he hide? He hides in every atom. Hiranyakasipu knew it. Hiranyakasipu was very upset because Lord Varaha, who was none other than Vishnu, had killed his brother. Right. Oh yes, Hiranyaksha. Yes. Who had his eye always on gold. Hiranya Aksha. We would nowadays call him Goldie Eye. Right? Hiranyaksha. Yes. So, and Hiranyakasipu, gold and bed. Yes. He knew what life was about. Then, after Vishnu had killed his brother, Hiranyakasipu, said, I will kill this Vishnu if he dares to come out. But the coward is in hiding. And you know where he hides? He hides in the hearts of all the living beings. Hiranyakasipu knows. The next play I can do the demons. I saw Bhakta doing Kamsa, it was not convincing. he was too nice, you know. Yes. So, in this way, the Lord is in hiding. And the whole world is sort of looking for him, looking for God. Different religions spring up on every street corner in every country, all because the Lord is hidden. But it is by devotional service that we can purchase him, by hearing, by chanting, by remembering him, by serving his lotus feet, by worshipping him in the deity form, by offering prayers, and by always being absorbed in a service attitude for his pleasure. Rishikena rishikesam sevanam bhaktir uchate. That we try to please his senses. All right. And then, yes, but then he reveals himself. And the result, then we live close with our friend, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's life. That's when we finally begin to live. That's when our ghost-like zombie existence is over. That's when everything becomes magic, when everything becomes electrified, and when life becomes ecstatic instead of from Monday to Friday. Yes. So that life, a life full of juice, that's Krishna consciousness. That is what we're meant to be. And it's not like, yes, well, we know that, but that's for the pure devotees. No. That's when you wake up. Krishna is there. He's already there right now. He's with us right now. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait till many years from now, one day in the far future, it will happen. No, it can be right now. You can talk to Krishna. You can talk to him. He knows everything anyway, so you don't have to hide anything from him. He knows everything. So let us simply talk to Krishna. Let us develop this closeness to Krishna. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. And that is the raga mark, the spontaneous mark, the path, mark means path of attachment to Krishna. And that's what it's about. Maya Shaktamana Parta Yogi Yunya Matasriyaha, to become attached to Krishna. Powerful stuff. You made it? No, who did it? Gosh. I'm looking. Trying to look for some fingerprints. Trying to poison a Swami. Anyhow, the message of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the message of Srila Prabhupada is our meditation. Srimad Bhagavatam lifts us up. Usually, our normal state of being is on the mental platform, right? That's where we like to dwell. If anybody asks you, where do you live? You can say, on the mental platform. Right? That's where I reside. It's my permanent dwelling is there. And I spend my time there pondering about everything that didn't happen and everything that did happen. That's the problem. The problem is what didn't happen, and the other problem is what did happen. And that all happens on the mental platform. So that is the preoccupation of mankind. Mankind is busy with what happened and what didn't happen. That's it. Nakang sati naso sati, hankering and lamenting, says Bhagavad Gita, Krishna. So Bhagavatam lifts us up above this platform. It gives us a greater vision. For a moment, we actually realize Krishna is right next to me. He's here, right now. I can just associate with Krishna. As simple as that, when we want, by simply appreciating that he is here. Yes, it may sound artificial, but it's not. Rather the life without Krishna, where we think he's far away, that is artificial. Where we think Krishna is very far, and somehow or other, by chanting and being in the temple and doing all kinds of devotional things, I have to try and get a little closer to Krishna. No, Krishna is very close. Actually, he's right here with us. That is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam changes our vision, lifts us up above the mental platform, and at least for a moment, we're on the transcendental platform. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said, Krishne damo swapagate dharma ginadi bisaha kalu nastadrisa esam puranako dunoditaha. That when Krishna left this world, then Krishna didn't go alone, but Dharma and Gyan, or religious activity and knowledge, also left this world. But then the influence of Kali began, but that influence of Kali, Kalo nastadrisam esa puranako dunoditaha. That influence of Kali then was destroyed. And the Purana, the Bhagavad Purana, the Srimad Bhagavatam, became effulgent like the sun, and again presenting transcendental knowledge. So it's through Srimad Bhagavatam that we actually transform. And we all along thought it was chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, it is chanting of Hare Krishna, but along with the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam gives us the vision. And through that we know how to chant. Otherwise, chanting can easily be perceived as a burden. Or you find it easy. Who finds chanting 16 rounds easy? Even if you raise your hand, I don't believe you. It is simply, but by hearing, then we can awaken our taste. The other day I gave the example that if we chant, and we start to chant, then okay, the meaning of the mantra. Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, all attractive, Hare, service, Ram, happiness. There you go. By serving all attractive Supreme Lord, the result is happiness. Great. Anything else to know? The more we hear about Krishna, the more we know. Then, like for example, do you really believe that God is a blue boy? Do you believe it? You do. Well, I don't.
He was a blue boy.
Huh?
He was a blue boy back then, when he was alive.
But he's eternal. I don't think he's blue. I don't think he's... he is Sham. Right? Not blue, he's Sham. Not blue like your shirt or like blue like that blue. He is like... In India, you get the monsoon. And it comes after the hot season. So the hot season is very intense because at that time the sun is at its peak and its full force. So the sunlight is extremely bright in the hot season. So like people have sunglasses, super bright. Yes. And then the clouds come in front of the sun, the first rain clouds, gray rain clouds, you know. But because the sun is so bright, the sun shines through the clouds. And therefore they become blue and at the same time effulgence. That is Sham. That is Krishna. Now doesn't that sound more interesting than blue? God is blue, right? I mean, Sham sounds really a lot more interesting. So a little bit of knowledge and everything changes. And we always thought he was blue. And now we know Sham. Yeah. So in this way, knowledge changes our whole perception. And as knowledge about Krishna changes our whole perception, chanting becomes more attractive. And little by little, we actually chant because we are attracted, instead of chanting because we know it's the Maha Mantra. And if you chant it, you get all benefits, so you better do it. Okay then. Push it out, you know, like as if you're constipated, and it's very difficult. It's like, it's not like, that's, but when we're attracted to Krishna, it comes out very, very nicely and natural, just automatically. And Srimati Radharani is churning the yogurt, you know, to make butter, because that's how you do it. Krishna, 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 Krishna. It just comes automatic. Because she's attracted to the qualities of Krishna. Therefore we need Srimad Bhagavatam. Well, I've got one. I've got many actually. I've got Bhagavatams all over the place. I have electronic Bhagavatams. I have small copy Bhagavatam. I have big set of Bhagavatam. I've got Bhagavatam on my iPad. I've got a set of Bhagavatam in Mayapur. I've got Bhagavatam all over the place. Even got a little Bhagavatam up here. And hope some up in there in the chest as well. So yes, it is stated by Sanatana Goswami, one of our main acharyas, that the Bhagavatam is our constant companion. And today, Bhagavatam is on sale. And Kadamba Kanana Swami, I told you last night, will sell you the Bhagavatam for a steal. He will sign the Bhagavatam and bless your baby as well. Yes. So, even the unborn babies, we're not miserly today, you know. So, this is a great opportunity to get the Bhagavatam. You can see me personally if you're serious about it. Payment, you can pay cash up front, or we can set up a lay-by system, in some big installments. But it goes for a steal. Because herewith, I want to inaugurate the book marathon. Because it has just started now. Srila Prabhupada, in Srila Prabhupada's time, they invented this book marathon, and they were just distributing books during this 1 month, and it became a tradition. And if each of you would do 10 books, how many people are here, Bhakta, approximately?
6,000. Or here tonight?
Today?
Around about 300.
300, so that 10 would be 3,000 books, just like that. Bang. If Bhakta wants 6, that means 20 books each. Got it. He said about 6,000, I heard. Yeah, so if you do 20 books, so you can... It's very simple. 20 books is not much. If you can't sell them, you give them away. Find some nice people, give them away. You leave one lying in the doctor's waiting room, under the table with the magazines. Slip one in. There are many opportunities, right? Somebody's birthday, pack it up nicely, some nice beautiful paper. Happy birthday to you. The Bhagavad Gita has come to you. May you never take birth again. So, there are many opportunities. So, it's actually something we can all be part of. Some of you can be part of it by buying a Bhagavatam from me. That will be very nice. Others, they can buy some books and distribute them. And in this way, because everyone has his own people. Everyone has his own circle of influence. And everyone can reach people. You can reach people that I cannot reach. You know people that I don't know. Therefore, I can't do it. But through you, I can. Therefore, my humble request is, how about for 1 month, 1 book a day? How about that? 1 book a day keeps the doctor away. How about that? Think about it. And I'm sure that your local leaders can assist you if you feel inspired.
So again, a wonderful class. Maharaj, thank you very much. Kadambakana Maharaj ki. So to help Maharaj a little bit as well, before we have the kirtan, and again, as I said, if you're sitting on a seat, we'd like you to move the seats to the side so we've got plenty of room for dancing. Because if it's a Kadambakana Maharaj kirtan, you're going to dance. So I also want to promote one of Maharaj's books. This is a book that I've recently read, which is Under the Desire Trees of Vrindavan. Absolutely wonderful book, filled with transcendental knowledge, and also it has Maharaj's transcendental humour. Very easy to read, really nice to read just before you go to bed, actually. It's just a wonderful journey in Vrindavan. So this is a wonderful thing. The other thing, again, to promote Maharaj's preaching, is a CD, which is New York Kirtan. Now we have copies of this Kirtan here tonight, and also download USBs to also that you're able to purchase.
Shall I say one thing about the kirtan?
Sure.
In the world, there are a few famous kirtan leaders, like Madhava, right? You heard of Madhava? You have Achyuta Gopi. You heard of Achyuta Gopi? Yes. You heard of Amala Harinam, who sings very beautiful and really expertly. You heard of Janavi Harrison, who sings so sweet, etc. They were all there.
That's right.
For the Rath Yatra, and they're all on that CD. Therefore, it's not just New York Kirtan, it's world-class Kirtan. I'm also there, little corner. So basically, everybody's there, and that's why it's a good thing to have. Top kirtan.
So these books and CDs are available at the book table just outside. So after you've had some prasadam, if you'd like to go and buy one, that will help the preaching in New York. It will help Maharaj as well, much appreciated. Another thing I want to mention is that we have this program every month, last Sunday of the month. And next one we're going to have a special end-of-year kirtan night. It's a Sunday feast program and it will be pretty well wall-to-wall kirtan. So we're going to end the year and start the new year with wonderful kirtans here in the western suburbs. So we look forward to you all coming again. We may have to make arrangements to actually extend out a little bit because there's a lot of people coming nowadays, so it's a wonderful thing. Also, if you, in the new year in 2020, if you feel you would like to sponsor a Sunday Feast program, please see Ajay or any of the other people, see myself or any of the other devotees that are coordinating. We really appreciate your support in that. If you have a major birthday or a wedding anniversary and you want to sponsor the program by that, that'll also be really good. We thank you all very much for coming today. As I said, after the kirtan, there'll be some delicious prasadam served out. There's a donation box before you come and take your plate of prasadam. So if you could kindly put a couple of dollars in for that, more than a couple of dollars, whatever you can afford, just to cover the costs of the prasadam, okay, and the hire of the hall. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to Maharaj for a final kirtan. Please get up, chant and dance. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.